Hello again everyone and welcome back to Titanic VR on the PSVR. And the last video I did was basically it was a kind of new for me, and I was just kind of getting used to everything and introducing you guys to what this experience actually is. Again, we're going to go through the bow and we're going to explore maybe a little bit more of the ship, a couple of the more we're basically going to try and get into the areas where they're kind of unexplorable, and see some of the the more delicate sides of life, like the Turkish baths, for example. And we'll try and get down Scotland Road as well. That would be kind of the challenge of the day. So we're going to move towards the bow. For those people who are first viewing this, if you guys want to watch the previous video to this, please by all means. And for those people who don't know what Titanic VR is, Titanic VR is an experience which will allow you to explore the Titanic and learn a bit more about the ship and admire its beauty for what it actually was. Now, we looked at the boilers last time, and we also looked at the bow and a couple of the little bits and pieces around the bow that were quite unique and different. I mean, I'd never seen anything like this, in any documentaries. Obviously, I've watched documentaries about Titanic, but nothing quite the same. So we're coming up to the bow now. You can see it on the map. So we should start seeing the bow any minute now. Just rise up a little bit. And there she is. There is the Titanic. That always gets to me. Look how... that is completely awe-inspiring. Every time I see this. Every time. So we were looking at the bow the last time, so we explored all this the last time we looked on this on the last video. So now we're going to start making our way down to some of the more inexplorable parts of the ship. So we're now coming down the port side of the bulkhead, side of the ship, and on the port side you can see where, as the water was rising above these decks, the damage that was done to the ship. So the only way to get into like the Turkish baths and some of the other areas that we didn't get a chance to explore last time. In fact, you know what? We're going to stop right here. We're going to stop right here, and we're going to go through that porthole there, that little hole there, and we'll go down the... so we'll go smooth and get the VR mode on. So here we are, looking at the Titanic now. So we're going to move forward and down. I want to try and get through this hole without trying to destroy myself. So I'm exploring totally new areas here. I've never been down this area before. See if there's any way we can get into the ship. So can we see inside there? Let's have a look. See if we can see inside this glass stained window. Keep moving forward, see if we can get anywhere else. What's this here? Let's have a look down here. Can't really get in there, so we'll keep moving down. See, we're going to come to an area soon where this is going to start. There we go. Yeah, this is where the damaged compartments, sorry, where the bulkheads are going to start going down towards where the boilers are. But you'll notice that this will just stop. Obviously I can get out this end, but so right, we've seen all this bit here before. So we'll come out of here, we'll go up. We'll head towards the grand staircase, because I'm pretty certain the only way you can get into the Turkish baths and into some of the more, you know, like Scotland Row and stuff, is the only way you can do it is by getting down into the grand staircase. So we're going to head back towards the bow, and this area here should be the grand staircase. Oh, hello, what was that? Ah, that's the submersible over there, that's the sub. Yeah, there's the sub right there. So we should be coming towards the area of the grand staircase, I think. Let's rise ourselves up a little bit. Let's get an aerial view of what we need to look at. In fact, this should be it here. Yeah, it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back to my submersible, put my high beams on. We'll make our way over to my ROV. There it is there. Here we go. Put them back on. So the sub needs to come forward a bit more. And the light needs to come down. try that. So we're going to go down. Bring the sub a bit further forward. We'll try that. So now the spotlights need to come down a bit further now. I want to try and see down that hole as best as possible. There we go, try that. No, I don't want to do that. Back to the pred view. That's better. Wow, that's so much better. Whoa. So again, this is part of the ship that we explored last time. So now we're down at E deck. So now we're getting close. So this is Scotland Row. So this here was basically a long line of rooms that would go all the way through the breadth of the ship, going from bow to stern, and it would cover the entire length of the ship. So we're going to come down this way. Again, we explored this area briefly on the last little thing we did last time on the last video. So we're going to just keep going through. We will get to some of the areas that we haven't explored yet. So there's the elevators. So let's go try and see if we can find Molly Brown's room. The famous Molly Brown, the unsinkable Molly Brown, as they used to say. So that's this side. Am I on the wrong side? I think I am. I think if I'm not mistaken, this is the... that'd be the port side. That'd be the starboard side there. So we're actually on the starboard side of the ship. Molly Brown, I believe, was on the port side of the ship. But we're going to find that out now, as we explore some more areas. Try and come down here again. See what we can find down here. Oh dear. That's a wall. And let's keep going back towards the grand staircase. We'll go through here quickly, see what we can find. See what we can find in here. No, we're just back to where we were. So this is the grand staircase. So let's make our way to the opposite side. In fact, down there is the bulkhead. Maybe I'm on the wrong floor. No, I'm not. I'm on the... I'm sure I'm on the right side of the... Wow, it's the grand piano. I never saw this. Wow. That's quite nicely preserved. But then again, this was back in 1985 when this was... when this is represented by, so obviously this is in much better condition then. I don't know what it's like now, but that's very pretty. Right, so let's head towards where the watertight bunker doors are. So let's find our bearings. So this is where we need to go, down here. We'll try and come back to Molly Brown if I can find it. So this is one of the watertight bunker doors. So these were the things that would be used to stop water going from compartment to compartment to compartment. And these are the watertight bulkhead doors. You can see that they're cranked. They'd use these gears on a lever, and it would roll that way, and the door would slide. Now behind here would have been, I believe, the swimming pool. I'm certain of it. Might be wrong. That's a slight glitch. So this should say the Turkish baths. Oh, look at that, as if I knew where I was going. I don't, by the way. This is all new to me. Oh, wow. Very well preserved. They weren't lying, were they? This is supposed to be one of the more preserved rooms of the ship, because it's so deep down on the ship. It doesn't have the water currents that affect the decay of the ship as much. Obviously the rusticles are here, so bacteria is beginning to like eat the ship, but you can see that obviously this is like this would be like after they'd had the Turkish baths and everything, and they'd been steamed and pampered, and they would have had massages, they would be laying in here for 10 to 15 minutes for their body to naturally get back to their regulated temperature. And you can see the hooks there where they would be placing their robes and their towels. And I guess that would have been changing areas. So that would have been the changing rooms. Little cubicles. So let's see what else we can do. Can we get through these portholes? See what's behind these portholes? Maybe? Am I brave doing this? Ooh. Yep, can't get through there. Let's see if we can edge ourselves through, see what we can find. No, nothing there. So let's go back to where the door was open, because there's a door down here somewhere, and see whether we can get through. I don't think so. I think they've been quite clever by blocking it off. I'm pretty sure this is where the steam room would have been. Can't quote. I'm just trying to break the game. It's not a game. I keep calling it a game. It's not a game. It's an experience. But I mean, look at that. Even the lights are still in place. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is 1912. This was like the pinnacle of luxury. I mean, obviously we look back on today's standards and we think cruise ships now are beautiful in the way they are, but this was 1912. I mean, we're talking, this is like the start of it all. This is what started the luxury cruise liner era. And who could get across the Atlantic the quickest, in the most luxury and the most class. So we're going to make our way out the Turkish baths. That's a very pretty room, very well preserved. So I can't. So we're going to try and make our way up this way, see what we can find. Steward, I think that says. So I guess that's what it would have been, a steward's room. And I can't get through that. It's a shame. Let's make our way back towards the beautiful, or what would have been the beautiful ground staircase, which is pretty much destroyed now. Crew only. So yeah, I'm pretty certain that behind there would have been the just trying to break the game a little bit. Just trying to see exactly what I can find. We'll actually do a view of the stern in a little while. See what we can find there. But this is definitely 100% Scotland Road, or part of Scotland Road. We're now going back through to try and find this room that Molly Brown would have been living in. Now, most people who've watched the film will know the big American girl. That was Molly Brown. She was a very famous lady. She also helped up a community for lost souls on the Titanic, for second and third class passengers. And she was a very famous lady, new into being very wealthy, quite new into riches. So obviously she wasn't. So she was just a normal girl that found money in the oil business. Her partner was in the oil business and struck golds in an oil refinery and got a lot of money out of it. So obviously she was boasting this wealth, but she was actually on her way back to America to see a very sick son. So she got on the first passenger ship, which was the RMS Titanic from Cherbourg, and came back to the United States. Obviously she did get to the United States, but not on the Titanic in the end. It was on the SS Carpathia. Again, one of the ship that acknowledged the CQC or the SOS call that was transmitted out from the Marconi room, that was sent out from the Titanic on that fateful night. We're just looking through all these now. It's got to be around here somewhere. Has to be. I know the room, so as soon as I see it, I'll know it. No, this isn't the area. This is definitely not the area. We're in the right general area, we're just not in the right area. Ugh. Can we try and snuggle down here? Ah, it's a shame. Tried my best there, guys. Obviously, I mean, it's taken them a long time to make this, so I guess in a way they had to block off something. See if we can get up here. Not a chance. Yeah, they've put a ceiling on it, I can't get through. Ah, that's a shame. I will find this room if it kills me. Certain I've been down there already, so we'll go back down this way. I'm sorry if I'm very quiet, I'm just concentrating, trying to find this room. Certain I've been down here already. I think I'm in the wrong area. Must be, because Molly Brown didn't have this smaller room. Just quickly go in here. Nope, definitely didn't have this type of room. We'll get there. We'll get there. Wait. Hold the fort. I remember this from an expedition. Pretty sure it's through here. Or maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm very wrong. I thought I was onto something then. So we're now back out to where that's the grand staircase was. I keep coming back to this area. So if it's not here and I can't get anywhere else on that side, maybe it's up one level. Maybe I'm going too far into this. Oh, sugar. Let's go this way and down to D deck. So this is the entry port. This is the entry position where the people would board the ship. So this is where they'd be greeted and they'd be forwarded on into the grand staircase or down into the waiting area or the reception area to be passed through for immigration. Sometimes the immigration would be off the ship. Sometimes they would wait there until they were passed for inspection, and then they would be allowed onto the ship ready to immigrate to the United States. Right, am I in the right area? This looks very familiar to me. Let's go in here. Definitely not one of them ones. Definitely not this small. She had money, so it had to be a reasonably big room, but just trying to find it in this labyrinth of debris. So let's try and go down this way. Ah, you know what I mean? Isn't this Scotland Road? Was I on the wrong side of the ship? Because this must be second class. Is it bath? Oh my goodness. Ladies? It's a bathroom, maybe? Yes, it was. So this is the ladies' bathroom. So this is definitely a that would have been a secondary bathroom. And there's the other side of the entry doors. This side was not used during the boarding process. But no, I lie. I've just done a U-ey. I'm back to where I was. This side was the side that was used. See what I mean by it's really easy to get lost in this place. Right, so this is the elevators. That there is the grand staircase, which we've seen that a few times. We don't need to see that anymore. So let's go back this way. Back past the elevators. That's back towards the grand staircase. Yes. So there's the other side of the... That's one of the other bathrooms. Which one's that? Is that gentleman's? No, this is ladies. So this is the other side of the ladies' toilets. So we're now in the ladies' lavatories. Oh. So I don't know whether that's disconcerting or not. So there was obviously a lady or a gentleman, depending on which way you want to look at it. Must have been. I don't know whether that's a sick joke or what. I don't know, but that might be real. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know if them shoes are actually there in the real life. But oh god, don't want to go that close. But the shoes look like as if someone was on the lavatory as the ship was sinking, and I don't mean that in a very morbid sense, or a sick way. Please don't think that at all. I have the deepest respect for for what happened on the ship. Maybe someone was, maybe someone wasn't. I guess we'll never know, but evidence is there that someone must have lived there. That someone not lived there, but someone must have been there in their final moments. Don't know whether that's a concerning thing or what. I honestly don't know, but. So yeah, that's the lavatories. Everyone's seen a toilet before. The furnishings are becoming a lot more lavish than what was downstairs, so maybe I'm on the right track. I'm not really sure. God, it's another shoe. I honestly don't think I'm going to find this, which is a real shame, because I would love to, see the room. Now I know there is a room in here, and I don't particularly want to go there straight away, because I want to find this room, I really do. But there is a room that is. Now the film, the room in question that we're going to find as soon as I try and find this one, there is a room on B deck, I believe, which is based on the film. The room that's there is actually based on the film, and it's one of the more famous ones. Is one of the rooms that an elderly couple, which is actually represented in the film. However, they didn't. So in the film, the old couple went back to the room and stayed in bed as the ship sank. Now, in real life, from reports that was given from people on the day that actually saw this, they stayed on deck on lounge chairs and waited for the ship to sink. And the body of the female was found, but the old male wasn't found, and that's really sad because they must have got to a lifeboat, got told that women and children were first. He must have said that she was to go on and save herself, and he would get onto a boat later on, which we all know would not happen. And she obviously said no and stayed with him, and that is what you call partners with inside life and death. For better or worse. That is really quite powerful commitment to each other there in the worst of conditions. So right, we're going back around now. We're going in circles, aren't we? Ah, so is this the gentlemen's toilets? Yes, gents. So this is the male lavatories. Yep, everyone's seen a toilet before. But still, it's quite lavish. If you can think about it, this would have all been really nicely painted. It would have been really quite pretty. For a toilet, it was really quite stylish. But, you know, the day a toilet is a toilet. But it's still nice to see that they've actually... So that would have been a bathroom. There's another bathroom there for the gents. Just get lost in here for hours. Right, I think we're fighting a losing battle here. I honestly cannot find this room. However, if I do give up, I will be back to find it. I will not give up. I will find it, and then I will stream it and talk about the room from what I know. Now, I'm no expert on the Titanic, please don't think I am. I'm still learning things as I go. Okay. So I will be back to that. So let's go find this room that is one of the more lavish ones. The more I wouldn't say popular, but very much well documented. So let's head back towards the grand staircase, because we're going to need to go there, and then we're going to have to go up one level. So this would have been a steward's room. So now we're back at the grand staircase. We're now going to go up one. To C deck, because that was currently D deck, as you can see, and this is now C deck. It's a crab. So let's try and see if we can find this room. Well, we failed on one room, so let's not fail on this one. We've got to find... Right, that's the purser's office. So this here was the area where they would come to for sending information about the ship, learning all new things about, you know, to send information down to the telegraph room so that they could send messages out through the wireless. So this would have been offices or crew rooms. Yep, crew only. Crew only, yeah, definitely. So this is obviously the purser's office. So we'll head out to the opposite side of the grand staircase. What's down here? Just debris? Yeah, just debris. So we'll now head back down this way. There's the elevators again. So we'll go down this way. So obviously as we're going up, you can see the furnishing is getting a little bit more lavish, more upper class. Notice now how the toilets are also included with the bath. So these would have been suites, more than likely. More clothes, more shoes. Jesus, just goes to show how much damage is on the ship. Oh, this is one of the rooms I was actually going to try and find at some point. So this was the cutlery area. So this is where all the fine china and all the plates that would be used for the first class dining would be placed, and some of the third class as well. So a lot of this would all have had intricate designs on and be really unique. And this is where Titanic was really unique, is the fact that it doesn't matter what class you were in, you all got this fine dining experience with ceramic plates and pots and cups and saucers. You can see the White Star Line emblem on there with the... I know it's not very well detailed because it's the PSVR, and I reckon on the PC version you'll probably be able to see that, but you can see in there the White Star Line emblem, and that would have been on every single cup and saucer that would have been about on the ship. Gravy boat. I guess this would have been a hot water dispenser. One of the wireless tubes that would have been used to transmit messages to and from to the wireless transmitter room, the Marconi room. Well, that was spooky. Thought someone was there. Right, let's head back towards the grand staircase and go up one. And you can see why this room, or this stairwell, was so important, because it pretty much linked every single deck running all the way down to E deck. And it's what everyone would use to get from place to place. So we're now on B deck. So if we're on B deck, this would have been first class. Sure is. Either that or the dining. I guess we'll find out in a minute when I go to this wall. Put my head through, and nothing is there. So let's bring ourselves back round the back end, looking towards the large elevators that go run all the way down to E deck. obviously we can't go any further that way, which is a shame. So we'll rotate round. Obviously this is struggling to keep up with me now. Struggling with some of the draw distances. Some more toilets. Bath. So we're now back out this way, back towards the elevators. Notice how the furnishing's becoming more lavish and more intricate. Okay, so obviously that's not the area we're looking for. So now we're on A deck. This should be now the suites area. So as you can see, the computer's struggling to keep up with the demands of what I'm trying to do here. No. Oh, can't go that way. Well, we're up as high as we can go now. This is A deck. So this is as high as we can go. Right. I don't think we're going to find it, which is a shame because I really wanted to find it. Oh, it's a shame. So let's head back to the submersible and look at the beauty of, because at the end of the day, the interior is all great and good, but the thing that we all know about the ship is its exterior. Just from that beautiful bow of the ship. Obviously, this is where that magnificent dome would have been. So we'll head all the way back to the ship so I can see what's going on. I'm a bit gutted about that. I really wanted to try and find some of the sweets, and especially one of the more recognisable ones. Comes the sea floor. So now I'm going to have a look on the seabed, see how far out we can actually go. So there's some debris there. See how much of the debris field we can actually see. So, can't really see anything around here. Okay, we're gonna head to the surface. And we're going to do something slightly different now. So, now, because we've done the bow pretty much now, so now we're going to go and do the stern. Now, this is one of the less documented areas of the ship. At the end of the day, the reason for that is because it's the most least preserved. You mean, when it broke in two, this is the bit that came down to Earth at the worst speed and everything. It was just the worst damage that could have happened to the ship. So, we're now pretty much on the seabed. We're now going to start making our way towards the stern. And you'll see as we approach the stern, now I've not actually seen this yet, so it'll be quite interesting to see how much has been damaged. How unrecognisable the ship is. Oh, here comes the wreckage. Okay, what we seeing here? Holy crap! Is that the engines? Oh my goodness me. Holy cow. Oh, this is incredible. Oh my goodness, is that the fucking... Pardon the French, I'm shocked. I mean, I knew it was badly damaged, but I didn't recognise... I didn't think it would be this bad. Oh my god, look how much... Are you for real? Is this all that's left? Oh my goodness me. Look how the bulkhead's just ripped away. It's literally just peeled apart like an orange. I mean, that there is the side of the ship. That is literally the metal sheathing that would be attached to the side of the ship. That's unreal. Shit. Oh my god, what's going on? Whoa, 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 what's happening? So we're now looking towards the rear of the... Whoa, that came out of bloody nowhere. God, that is a mess, isn't it? I'm literally bumping into everything. Oh my goodness. When they said it was in a bad way, that I didn't think it would be this bad. So that's the back of the ship now. Oh my goodness. See if we can see the rudder. There it is. There's the rudder. It's that deep under with... You can't even see where the... Is that the propeller? No way! That's the... I mean, right, okay, so... Wow. Okay, so this is how badly it's been damaged. That's supposed to be straight. There's the... Let me see if I can pull back a bit and get this light up a bit more. So right there is the rudder. So that's all straight. This propeller, right there, is supposed to be straight. But you can see that it is just bent. It's been completely bent out of position. That is horrendous. Did not think in a million years it'd be this badly damaged. Oh, watch out for that rudder. There she is. And there's the other one. So I'm now in 360 mode now. So when I want to get proper up close and personal to this. Wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. You can see where it's just been peeled apart. Just to think this is the last place where people would have been standing before all this was under the ocean. Whew. Just makes you think a little bit, doesn't it? So let's get 360 out of the way and get this in. And in memory of all those souls who perished with the Titanic, April 14, 15, 1912. Dedicated to William H. Tantum the fourth, whose dream to find the Titanic has been realised by Dr. Robert D. Ballard. The officers and members of the Titanic Historical Society, Inc., 1986. So this must have been put down a year after the Titanic was found. So much is unrecognisable. There's propellers. So obviously you can only see two and the third one is down there. Right, I want to finish this here. Right guys, thank you very much for watching. I know it's only been brief. I'm very tired today, so that's probably the reason why I've been quite quiet. But that said, I hope you have sort of like some form of idea of what's actually the, you know, this thing of beauty right there. Thank you for watching, guys. I know it's been short. I know it's been a bit off for me anyway, because I'm quite tired, and I think I've got a cold coming on. So thanks again for watching. My next video will hopefully be a lot more interactive. Sorry for being so quiet, but thank you for joining me. Take care.